Okay, so it talks about all the benefits that running gives you for your work and the discipline, the drive, the dedication, how all that, the delayed gratification, how all that translates into a better career, into a better business person. Get that completely. Now, it's fair to say that there are times within your running where it's so much for the body that mentally you're fatigued when you get to work. So how do you deal with that? How do you work around your training schedule to make yourself good at work? And obviously work or your business, whatever you're working on that provides money, is funding the rest of your lifestyle. So it's not as if you can just kind of like discount it and I'm training for a marathon right now, unless you've got to that stage in your career that you can actually effectively do that and kind of leave your business. And that's why you see a lot of like C-suite, CEOs, managing directors, they're able to do that because they've already kind of put in their 15, 20, 25 years, and now they're turning to triathlon or ultra distance running or on the bike or whatever. They're able to do it because they've earned their time. So how can you do it? How can you focus your energy so that you can give your best energy to your passion, but also be strong so that you have strong work days as well, and you continue career and you continue to do well so you can continue to progress in both arenas. Now, this is the way I do it. So you've got to it's all about planning. So you've got to plan, okay, what does the next, if you've got a race in 3 months or 6 months, so you're starting from zero and you've got a race in 5-6 months, you've got to know that, okay, I need to get fit. And then you need to cap the training schedule. So once you're fit and you feel like, okay, I can do a bit of fast work and I can do a long run and I've got some endurance there, now it gets specific. So we're going to say 12 weeks, so 3 months almost, 12 weeks, and 10 weeks of those are dedicated specific sessions where I'm going to do 10 interval sessions and 10 long runs. Those long runs are all on a Sunday. So it's very important for your career that those are on the weekend. So you get back from that in the morning. I'm tired, there's very little else I can do today because I've taken so much out of my body. Maybe you have a sleep and maybe you get back to family life or whatever you're doing in the afternoon. Maybe you prepare for work on a Sunday afternoon for the Monday. But the key is that you leave one of those key sessions, so 20 key sessions, 10 interval sessions, 10 long runs in 10 weeks. You leave those long runs, that endurance, that stamina, when you're out there for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, an hour and a half, whatever it is, whatever you're training for, you leave that for the weekend and you're wiped out on Sunday. And I get that. But you've also got to think about, even on a Sunday, you're stretching that elastic band. And what I mean by that is you're stressing the body in terms of the time you're out there, in terms of the time you're on your feet, so you're improving your endurance so that next time you come to do it, once the body's fully recovered and rested, you're able to go further because the body is able to kind of take what you've already given it. Then once you've discounted those sessions because they're all on a Sunday and you can nicely get back to your work on a Monday, and maybe Monday is a rest day from the long run, Monday is a rest day, so you can start your week hard, and that's so important. Remember that most people start their Monday in their career, especially kind of junior kind of in your 20s and 30s. A lot of people are starting a Monday with a hangover. So if you're starting to work, yesterday morning was a long run on Sunday, and now I'm refreshed, I'm ready to go, and today's a rest day and tomorrow's a recovery run, you're already ahead. You're already ahead in your career. So it's really important to start your week strong. Set the tone for your week. Like we said before, like when you wake up in the morning, make your bed, set the standard for the day. Make your bed to the standard that you want to work at for the rest of the day. Start Monday strong, and that sets the tone for the rest of the week. A lot of people kind of like get over that hangover, and then by the time it gets to Wednesday, they're kind of, okay, I'm in it. So you get Wednesday and Thursday, and all of a sudden Friday, they're thinking about going out for the weekend, and maybe they went out Thursday as well. Don't be like that. There's no point. It doesn't get you anywhere in your career. You're still going to work. You're still depositing all that time. You're still spending all that energy, but you're not getting anywhere, right? So then you need to focus on those interval sessions. So if you're putting structure in and you're focusing on that interval session, that speed work, that speed endurance, they're going to be on a Wednesday. When do you need to do that? Now, when do you need to do that? In the day, in order for you to have a great day work. Now, here's the thing. If you're in work and you sat down at a laptop or you're on your feet all day, it doesn't matter, but if you sat down on a laptop, your hip flexor is going to get tight. So it's super important, if you're going to do that interval session after work, it's really important that you've warmed up so that you don't have any problems with hip flexors, you're not having any muscle problems because you've been sat down all day. It's going to take you a little while to get ready to run fast in that interval session, and that's the key session where you're going to build speed. So it's the session of the week where you've got the highest chance to get an injury or get a niggle, so you've got to take care of it. I like to do it first thing in the morning, but that's going to take a lot out of you. If you do the session properly, and again, it's stretching the elastic band, stressing the body, but not too much, so you're kind of working at 90-95%. And then you can take that load. Once you've taken that load, the next week you can do even more, and the next week after that you can do even more. And that's what progress is about. That's what's improvement's about. If you do it first thing in the morning, try to do it without coffee, so that you're not kind of using the energy for the interval session, having the energy from the coffee, and then you've got two crashes afterwards. You've got an energy crash and you've got a caffeine crash afterwards. If you work, and this takes a little while, especially if you have a caffeine addiction like I've had in the past, if you do that session without caffeine and you get used to kind of waking the body out, you're out there, you're in the elements, even if it's raining, it wakes you up. It's a nice high, it's a nice natural high. You do that interval session, you hit it, you try and get it right, you're pacing it right, you're pushing yourself, then afterwards, that's probably going to be 90 minutes or 2 hours, and that's the perfect amount of time from waking up to having the first coffee. Then you're going to get that consistent, focused energy from the caffeine for the rest of the day. So that's going to stop you from having that crash, from energy crash from the interval session and the caffeine crash at the same time. You're going to be able to ride that caffeine until the end of the day. Now there'll be different arguments about that, whether caffeine's good or bad or whatever for it. There's a time and a place for caffeine, and it's a great use for exercise, and especially if you're trying to keep both ships a sail, both your running and work towards your passion of breaking a PB in a marathon, and at the same time keep your career, keep moving forward in your career. We want to be great in all areas. We want to be the best possible version of ourselves, and that's super important. So if you've got your passion and you're looking after your running and you're working towards a 10k PB or 5k PB or a marathon PB, or you're working to try and finish an ultra run, at the same time you want your career to be moving forward, we also want our relationship to be perfect. We want to be there for our girlfriend or boyfriend or husband or wife. We want to be there for our family if we have children. You want to be good in all areas of your life. Your diet has got to be, and again, diet, it comes back to planning. So after that interval session, if you're doing that midweek and going straight to work, you've got to be getting sugar into the body. You've got to be getting fruit into the body. And then an hour and a half later, 2 hours later, you've got to be having protein. Super important. If you've got any alpha from this, and you enjoy these videos and you want to see more about improving in your training, please leave a comment, hit the like button, subscribe. I'm making a video on a daily basis.